Going live. Here we go, everybody. Enjoy the theme song.
Bonanza, we're hanging out. It's the Brandon Bonanza Show. Bonanza, we're hanging out on the Brandon Bonanza Show. Hanging out on the Brandon Bonanza Show.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Brandon Bonanza Show podcast, as you will, whatever you call it. Thank you. It's 8/8 today. So I don't have anything to say about that, really. No, I do. Is that the show? The show's all about that. It's 8/8. How could the show not be about it if that is the date? If the date is 8/8, why would you wait? Don't hesitate. Get down, put the worm on the hook, get the bait, so you can get a woman and go on a date and procreate. Is that your fate? Or will you stay home and masturbate? Anyway, so excited that you guys joining me today. We do have a lot to talk about. Before we get into it, of course, I have a few quotes here, so I don't know if maybe I'm gonna read them all at once, or just read them as I go along. I guess we could see. I'm also gonna just hang out for a second and see if we can get some lovely viewers in the chat before we get going, but it's not a big deal. I persist. I go on, we plot ahead because who is this really for? Is this for you guys or is this for me? Is this for us? Are we all one? Am I doing this for everybody? Am I doing it for nobody? These are all questions, my dear viewer, that you get to. Yeah, I should go live. Some people, when they go live, they play like a video for a while to get people in there and all that stuff. I should just go live and like brush my hair, and just do like ASMR or AMS or whatever the heck. Whatever that is, you guys know. I'm not even gonna try. I'll be like, welcome to the Brandon. Welcome to the Brandon Bonanza podcast. Today we're going to be talking about things, but first I'm going to brush my hair. I hope that's okay. As people file in, we're just going to show the lovely locks on the screen. Uh, I'm really excited. So I guess I could catch people up a little bit on my week. So it's Friday, Freya's Day, 8/8/2025. All right. And I went to see Pantera, or, the group now that's Pantera because of the horrible tragedy that happened that group years ago. One of the members was some guy jumped on stage allegedly. Well, there's a lot of witnesses, and shot Dimebag Daryl. So, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know, I guess his brother Vinny. I don't think he's around anymore either. I don't know. But anyway, they have two new members in Phil and Selmo, the lead singer. Seems to be in really good spirits about things. Really cool. Showing the love, even though it's Pantera. It was a fun show, and I didn't really yell or go crazy till like the end. I was just yelling one more song too loud. And they came out and did like 10 more. It was great. So I know, listen, I know they heard me. I am so loud. You guys, I was like, one more. Like, it was, oh, yeah. So I think they heard me on their next show. And they're like, damn, this guy's still a voice. Anyway, let's get going. We have a viewer, at least one viewer, and 2 likes. I like my own videos. I don't care, guys. I click thumbs up on my, why wouldn't I? Nobody knows I do it. Well, I'm telling you now. And I mean, I like my content, right? Isn't it? Why one more like? Why not? What if there was like this thing, a YouTube algorithm we didn't know about? If you liked your own videos, it just was like, ugh, it just got disgusted with it. Anyway, all right. So I got some quotes today. I'm gonna bring up the quotes. Bringing up the quotes song. We got some quotes from Socrates. Socrates, Socrates, you were so smart. Socrates, Socrates, why did you die so? Uh, uh, why did you die so crazily? I don't know. Anyway, this is a concept. It's concept. This has to do with the concept I was talking about. I made a couple guest appearances now, and I might play some clips later from those. And you know what? I'll put the links in while I'm just talking. I'll put them in. What am I doing? I should have put the links. But I appeared on my friend Chris's show, End All Evil podcast. End of All Evil. I'll put the link below. And my friend Michelle from JID, and her show is called Hypothetically Intentional. And if you go, her channel is JID, JAI space DEE, and then choose yourself. And my friend's channel is Chris Jansen, End Evil. Jansen, JANTZEN. I had a really good time with these folks. Anyway, the quote, he he is a man of courage who does not run away, but remains at his post and fights against the enemy. You know what I love about this quote? I'm just gonna, oh, we got some more quotes, but don't worry about that. I'm running the show. I love this quote because it reminds me of I think it was my this Marine's fifth general order will be to quit his post only when relieved. Let's look that up. Let's see if I'm right about that after all these years. I think I remember the fifth. Maybe I'm just thinking that because of the Fifth Amendment. You know, who knows? It was like 30 something years ago, right? Yeah, geez, I was in the guys 30 years ago. I was being like, "Hoorah!" and I was all Marine. So let's see, Marine Corps, General Orders. Ha! Let's see this. This is a fun way to start the show. There's 11. Of course, guys. There's 11. I'm surprised there's not 33. As a century, these 11 general orders are important rules that will guide you. You know, let me just share why don't we do this? Why don't we show a little taste and glimpse into you can see my other stuff too. You could see all the fun. I don't even have these anyway. All right, let's see. Yeah, as a Marine Corps general orders, here we go. To take charge of this post and all government property in view. Guys, government property in view includes people. Isn't that crazy? I get to take charge of people. It says right here in the first one to walk my post in a military manner. Can I highlight this? No, I can't. Okay. You guys see where I'm at too. Let's see. Where's the one? Yes, here it is. I was 5. I was right. To quit my post only when properly relieved. That was like one of the easiest ones. I'll keep this here. Maybe we'll come back to it. But Socrates basically wrote the fifth Marine Corps General Order, which is to quit your post only when properly relieved. And what he means is he talking about a war? Socrates being like, yo, listen, when whoever attacks Athens, this city state, when the Spartans attack or whatever, we need to stand our posts. And they're like, Socrates, are you crazy? Have you seen those Spartans? They're nuts. Have you seen that movie 300 Socrates? Anyway, yeah, okay. So you could say as above, so below, as within, so without. So is he talking about leave? Sure, don't stay, fight the enemy. But what also could he be talking about? Could he be talking about running away from a situation in your life? Could he be talking about running away from pain because of fear or a painful situation or a potentially painful, what's the word for situation with a B? A potentially painful uh uh I'll think of something. A potentially painful P meeting of people. Damn it. I think that's what he's talking about. I don't want to get too off here. Um, it's just like stay and face it, man. Woman, dude, bro, sis, sister. I mean, just stay there and face it. What's the worst that's going to happen? Listen, spoiler alert, we're all going to die at the end of this wild ride. So, and it goes along with something I was saying on another show because I was saying that, I feel like we just run, we run away from our problems. Something comes or there's a conflict and we just shut down. That's what I was saying. We shut down and run away. We shut down and run away. We shut down and run away. And what's the result of that? Just look out your window and look at society. And that's the result of everyone just shutting down and running away and not talking about what's really important. Again, no judgments here. I'm just basically calling them as I see them. I don't care. I feel that this realm is really about just doing it till you're done. It's just coming here and figuring out, learning lessons. And if you got to do things that other people call evil, you do it until you're just like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. Now, I guess, of course, I'm not suggesting anybody do any particular type of behavior. I always promote the golden rule here. I know I look like I died for your sins. I'm not making claims, but I do like to follow the words of Christ when he says, do unto others as you would have done to yourself, or do not do unto others. And again, I don't think it's like a rule that he said, if you don't do this, I'm gonna banish your ass to hell. I just think he's like, man, listen, if you treat others how you want to be treated, this thing is gonna work so much better and you're gonna have a better life and it's gonna be chill. It's more like that. So that's why I can use it, for somebody who's just a atheist or I don't believe in Jesus. I think it's all a lie. All right, well, maybe, I don't know. I'm not here to tell you what's true and not true. What I'm here to tell you is don't treat others how you don't want to be treated. Right. And then maybe it'll work out a little better. Yeah. So I really think, though, this quote, let's bring it back up. So you guys have uh, here it is. I really like, this quote, though, it says it all, though. You just got to stand. And who's the enemy? We talk about this a lot. I talk about it on the show. Who's the enemy? I say we because there's other Brandons that exist to me. So we talk about this all the time. Me and all the other Brandons, we are always like, what about the enemy? Fight the enemy inside, the adversary. And it's not even really, you can look at it as an enemy, but then you could start to look at it as a friend. Because didn't Jesus say to love your enemy and pray for those who, you guys know the rest. I'm not going to tell you. Pray for those who, so anyway, this adversary inside, this little voice in our head, this little, you can't do it. Why aren't you doing this? You got to do all that. You got to do the dishes and you didn't even, you bought that thing and you didn't even use it. And then you told those people you do that thing and you didn't. And then you did that other thing and that voice. And you could just sit there like this all day and a paralysis, like, oh my God, I'm such a piece of shit. I need a fucking drink. And then you have the drink, and then you have too many, and then later you're like, fuck, I'm a piece of shit. I drink too much. Fuck. Well, what if it's all perfect? What if it was meant to happen? What if that whiskey? What if that beer? What if that margarita? What if that delicious absinthe? What if that good corn liquor was created by God herself for your gut? It was created specifically for your lips in your throat to go down into your esophagus and then into your stomach. And then I don't know what really happens after that exactly. There's some intestines involved. But what if that was designed specifically for you to learn the lesson you needed? And that time you just learned it through suffering, right? I mean, like Fortune Saint Germain says, you can learn. You can learn your lessons. You can learn your lessons in this realm through suffering or through joy, and sometimes both, because sometimes it's a really funny, fucked up situation. Sometimes you look back on the situation, and at the time, it was horrible. But when you look back, it was hilarious. So, people say we're going to look back on this one day and laugh. And I say, well, then why don't we fucking laugh now, idiots? All you're doing is saying that I can't accept it now, but I'll accept it later. It's too painful now, but I'll laugh later because, there is some irony and it is kind of hilarious. Just laugh now. You can laugh at the irony. It's okay. And if anyone says anything, be like, dude, this guy on the show, this cool hat and amazing hair, and you should have heard his voice. He was like, I could do this. All right. All right. All right. Still no. I think we have viewers. Where am I? Nobody said anything. If anybody would like a card pulled for them in the chat, just say something, and I will get to that during the show. We'll get to that. But anyway, so yeah, just let's try that again. To bring it back to the quote, just stand and fight, and it really isn't even about fighting. I just see these all as metaphors. It's not even like a fight. At first, it might seem like a fight, but again, it's like I said, we're gonna look back on this and laugh. We're all gonna look back. You can look back on it and just say, "Man, weren't those some crazy times? Those were the best times." Look back to 5 years ago. How crazy was it then, right? But were there fun times? Did you meet cool people? Did you have a fun experience? Didn't it feel like you were doing something that you shouldn't have been? And it was awesome because everyone else was doing something that they know they weren't happy about. And you know they weren't happy because they had to post it all over social media saying how happy they were about it. It's so transparent. Guys, of course, I'm talking about. I was trying to think of something funny to say that was a misdirection about 2020, but I couldn't. The brain wasn't firing. I don't know. Anyway, it was a missed opportunity for humor. I could pull a card though. All in favor of me pulling a card, say aye. Aye. Other Brandon wants us to pull a card. Let's do it. So today, for you guys, on 8-8, we have the lovely Edgar Allan Poe tarot deck. Now, I'm going to warn you guys, if you're watching this and you're faint of heart, run. Turn this off, pause it, mute it. What are you doing? This deck is too powerful for you. You cannot receive this message. It's going to be a powerful message, too much for you, too much truth. So run away, I say. But if you want to stay and you recited the litany against fear in your head to yourself and calmness has returned, then stay with me. Let's see. I'm just gonna do some adjusting on my screen, make it a little. Oh, there we go. Now I can see my chat that no one's talking. I'm gonna say something. Listen, I'm gonna say something in my own chat. I'm gonna be like, "Hi, everyone," and you know what? Everyone's gonna come and say hi to me. This is how it's done. You don't care. No one's in your chat. You just say hi to everyone in your chat. People are there. There's people watching spirits, entities, something, right? We're not alone. There's a consciousness. Could it be viewing us? And it knows. It know. Trying to break out in a song and I'm just coughing. It knows when you are sleeping. It knows when you're awake. The consciousness knows if you've been bad or good, so give yourself a break. Oh, Frosty I don't know. It's a mashup. Listen, everybody, give yourself a break. Be easy. There's people, but they're cheering for you. You don't understand. Everyone's like, there's people watching and they're judging me and they hate me because I hate myself, is what's going on. Most people secretly hate themselves, and it's cool. We were kind of trained and conditioned to secretly hate ourselves. I think that's what happened. To the best of my estimation, it seems that, and it wasn't even like on purpose. It kind of just seems that this society's just running on autopilot. People want to talk about a they and a them. We're the they guys. It's us. But so there could it be that there is a consciousness watching, right? And everybody sees this consciousness, or they sense it, and they're like, "Ugh," and then they feel bad because they know that someone's witnessing their awful behavior. But what they don't realize is, could it be that this consciousness is like cheering for us, and it's like, "No, I get it that you had to go do all that stuff. It's a rough realm, but did you give up yet? But you didn't even give up yet, though, right? You're still here. Yeah, so what? You shot heroin into your eye. I mean, I'm sure it was fun, but you didn't kill yourself yet, did you? No, well, then pick your fucking self up and fucking do it, dude. You know? Something like that. Anyway, and I feel like there's cheerleaders out there too. They're just like, yeah, you can do it. You can do it. So when you feel this consciousness, you don't have to project onto it your own insecurities, everybody. And it's fine if you do. That's what we've been doing. And that really is where the control mechanism is. And if you could figure that out in whatever way you got to do it, if you got to, whatever method, even even if you decide to watch my show and be like my self work is I watch Brandon Bonanza. That's what I do, and then I just do everything he says, and I put him on a pedestal. No, don't worship me. You guys know that. Whatever it takes for you to see that, what I'm saying, and if you could jive with it, and let me tell you, it's not like it's easy right away, but it's the easiest thing. It's a paradox. It's so simple. It's like jumping over a gap. It's only 3 feet wide. You could jump over that easily at any time. Right? It's a 3 foot gap. It's like jumping over a 3 foot gap. But if you fall, it's like a mile to the bottom. It's like the abyss. You're just gonna fall forever, right? That's the fear that holds you back. But it's only a 3 foot jump. It's like I could do this, just don't look down or do. Depardieu. Speaking of looking down, we're gonna pull a card now with this Edgar Allan Poe. This guy, I'm telling you, he was a what a legend. If I had a time machine, everybody wants to say how they'd have a time machine. And if I had a time machine, I would just brag about it and make everyone jealous. If I had I'd go back in time to Edgar Allan Poe and I'd say, listen, Edgar, I'd say, Edgar Allan Poe, listen here. The Saints are going to win the Super Bowl. Put all your money. No, I don't even know. And I would say, listen, Edgar, there's this tarot deck thing and we got to do it. And I'd make him do a tarot deck with me. I don't care. I would force him against his own will. He's a little man. I'm a giant. People back then were tiny. Edgar Allan Poe? Are you kidding me? What's he gonna do? Look, is he gonna write a story about me? Oh, cool. Immortalize me forever. Poe. Yeah, checking in from Oregon. Oregon on vacation. What's up, QSB? You're in Oregon? You made it just in time for my Edgar Allan Poe bit. Because if I had a time machine, man, I'm gonna go back and make him do a tarot deck with me and forcibly against his will because those people were tiny. I'd be like, dude, I'm just gonna dominate you. I'm gonna put you in a cage and you're gonna be my slave unless you do this. Right? This is labeled comedy, everybody. I mean, that's the thing. People don't want to be honest and admit their shadow. But if I had a time machine and I could go back, and take whatever I wanted to, I mean, of course, the internet's not going to work, but take a little. Listen, I'm from around the way. I'm going to go there with something, like Master C, like Master P, the famous rapper Master P said, and Pac and Biggie taught me a lesson. Never leave without your Smith and Wesson. So listen, I'm from around the way. If I go to the past and I could bring things with me, if it's not like if it's a situation where like Family Guy, we can go in a chamber, I'm bringing something. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna bring my hat. Anyway, yeah. So I would make that. I'd be like, listen, little Edgar Allan Poe. All right, I don't care who you think you are. We're making this tarot deck. If I have to make you my slave, no. Anyway, let me pull a card. Edgar, see, yeah, he gets it. It's comedy. The spirit of Edgar Allan. He's laughing at this right now. He's like, you're so silly. So he's like, I'm gonna make the correct card appear that you need to see. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna make me your slave, Brandon? Here you go. I'm gonna throw planks through your hearts, your heart." This reminds me, it's kind of hard to see with the glare. Let's see if I can look it up. It's the Three of Hearts. Basically, sorry, Three of Swords, Three of Hearts. I saw the heart. Hearts isn't even a suit in here. I'm just silly. Anyway, Three of Swords. There's three planks sticking through a heart on the floor. Maybe if I hold it back here, you can see it better. Yeah, it's a little. What do you guys think of that? Edgar Allan Poe's like, oh, okay, Brandon. Yeah, you're gonna make me your slave. I'm gonna put planks through your heart. I'm gonna end the vampire that you are because I would be like a vampire, right? Anyway, I think it's great because I said this the other day on a show, and people were like, well, first of all, let's talk about swords. Swords represent communication, air. Swords. A lot of people correlate suits of the tarot with sometimes differently. We'll just say I look at it mostly swords or air, right? That's how I kind of look at it. Stands for communication, ideas, the mental plane, Mercury, messenger, stuff like that, right? So I feel like I'm very logical and I'm always talking, I'm always working with this stuff. When you're communicating and when you're doing a podcast, it's all about air. That's what I'm doing. And they say that every person has two wolves inside them, like an evil wolf and a good wolf, or whatever. I feel I'm a little different. I have two swords inside me, okay? And it fucking hurts. Would somebody please pull them out? Ah, now I got three planks in my heart. Thanks, Poe. It looks dire, of course, but that's what this deck is supposed to do. This deck is supposed to look dire and scare you and whatever, but you don't have to be scared, obviously. You can look at it metaphorically, and that's what we'll do. I would say the three of heart, three of swords. I keep saying three of hearts. The three of swords here is if you think about what threes represent and the Trinity and the masculine and the feminine aligning to create something in the world. So three is all about creation and swords are about air. So you could talk about like the creation of a podcast or the creation of an idea, or it's kind of like when that light bulb goes on. Maybe that's the three of swords, right? You're like, oh yeah, I made the realization I could take something in the physical, I'm sorry, something from my mental plane and put it into this haha, physical realm, whatever the hell that means. All right, everybody. It's fired up Fridays, guys. It's fired up Fridays. We're fired up. It's 8-8. All right. Who knows what's going on? I scheduled the podcast for 1:11. I started a couple minutes late. I mean, I can't be expected to know exactly when a wizard, is going to be ready to start talking, but I got it pretty close. So maybe that's why sometimes I'm late. Sometimes I was early, actually. I was ready to talk and it wasn't time. So then I went to urinate. It was a urination nation. And pet the kitties, not in that, not at the same time. After I washed my hands and then pet the kitties, hung out, and I was like, oops, I got to run in there. And when I did, I had everything ready. I was proud of myself. I had my quotes ready, all kinds of stuff ready. I have clips lined up to play you guys, but then my Zoom, which I'd been on for like a half an hour, the Zoom meeting was open. I didn't have it pointing to YouTube. It only takes a minute. But anyway, three of swords. Three of swords. Three swords of feel. Three of swords. I need you. I need you. All right. So from this lovely book, it tells you a little bit from, the story that the card's based on. So we're gonna dim the lights here at the Brandon Bonanza Studios. We're gonna talk about some Edgar Allan Poe. Don't you know? You just focus on that Great Pyramid right there. It's the Great Pyramid Scheme. Brandon Bonanza special. All you do is you hit that thumbs up. As long as you're subscribed to this channel, hit thumbs up and comment every once in a while. You are part of that's how you supercharge a Great Pyramid Scheme. You just comment and then you'll be part of this Great Pyramid Scheme. And all you have to do is send me all your social security information. And listen, it's only like $10 a month, and you could just buy all these things at great prices. Just kidding, guys. There's no sign up. I'm a comedian. You just follow me around, listen to me, and comment and hang out in the chat, and it's a great pyramid scheme. The Telltale Heart revolves around, and it's funny because in this book you probably can't see it, but every time, so there's two sections for each card. One is again the story that the card corresponds to, and then it gives you a little bit of a reading in the second part. And the first part, that's part of the story where it tells you where that part with the card and how it correlates with the story. That's always entitled Telltale Heart. And in this book, it's taken from the story Telltale Heart. So it says Telltale Heart in bold as the thing. And then under it's like, the Telltale Heart revolves around a very, very dreadfully nervous man who lives with an old man. Perhaps because of his nervous condition, The man becomes obsessed with the old man's eye. Dramatic effect. Nigel. Yeah, Rabbi Bonanza. We'll come here to sit shiva this day on. I guess, oh, yeah. It's real. It is real. What's up, Nigel? Hang out. This is going to be fun. I'm a funny man. All right. You're part of the Great Pyramid Scheme. I was just talking about it. Hit thumbs up, leave a comment. You could be part of the Great Pyramid Scheme. You're number two. All you got to do is like leave two more chats and you'll be number one. Okay, so this card is the eye. So this guy starts to get nervous and focus on this old man's eye that he lives with, an eye which he describes as that of a vulture. The eye drives the man mad, and he murders the old man. Jesus, Poe. After the murder, the narrator believes that the old man's eye would no longer trouble him. He dismembers the old man and places his body parts beneath the wooden floor. Guys, Edgar Allan Poe, people are probably like, what the fuck? This is what I'm talking about. Like, don't feel discouraged. If you're like an outcast or you feel like you're a black sheep of the family, you're probably just an artist. Okay. Artists, they see the future. I have a quote coming up about poets. I'll read it right after this because we're going to read about Poe and then I'm going to read a quote about poets and then we're going to poet. Poe. I don't know. I was trying to think of something funny after that. All right. So he places the guy's body beneath the water. He's my cousin. Oh, dude. Chat competition, big winner. He's my cousin. Oh, dude, Edgar Allan Poe's your cousin. Yeah. So you missed it earlier when I said if I had a time machine, I'll just do it quickly. I'd go back in time and say, hey, Edgar Allan Poe, let's make a tarot deck. And if he said no, I would just take him as my slave and make him do it. Because I'm a giant and those people were tiny. But I don't want, if he's your cousin, I'll be like, listen, I'll take you with me, Nigel, and we could talk him into it. We don't have to. But I'm sure you'd be down to enslave Poe with me, even if he's your cousin. Why not, right? It gives you more claim to enslave him. You're his future. It would be like Futurama, right? You're his great, great, great. All right. This illustration deviates slightly from the iconography in our suit of swords as it features wooden spears instead of knives. Good point. Poe's Telltale Heart is one of his most famous works, so presenting the image in a unique way that stays true to the story is the goal. The image features a human heart set inside a broken wooden floor. Three wooden planks impale the heart. Oh, dude. Family. I need to do that, Nigel, because I don't know if you know this, but recently I just found out some things about my dad. It wasn't who I thought. And the real guy, his name is Frank H, not the Frank H. That would be crazy if that was the case, but it's just another coincidence because I'm so into Dune. Of course. Anyway, it's all good though. It's all been good revelations. You might have heard about it. Like I still love it. Johnny Boy who raised me. He's my dad for real. He's the one who raised me. So don't worry. There's no, I'm just saying it's hilarious. It's like Moses. I'm like Moses. I'm like the Frank Herbert Moses. Frank Herbert and put me down the river in a bassinet. What do they call that thing? A papoose bassinet? No, there was something for it. I still learn that all the time in Bible school. All right. Into the maelstrom. What does Yo, what's up, Tony? Long time no see. How's it going, brother, man? Good to see you in here. Yes, you guys know there's no more oversharing show, so it's just Brandon Bonanza for yeah, way to take it easy. I've not heard about this. Oh my God, yeah. So, anyway, yeah, we did 4 years and we're still friends. I mean, who knows what can go in the future? I think she just has different things she's gonna do. I'll let you guys know when she starts doing things if she wants to, whatever. But I had planned to start doing my own shows anyway, so you know, it was funny because I started to do my own and then yeah, it's just kind of I don't know, I think people just grow apart, I'm very chaos, she's very orderly. So, anyway, I've been meaning really to do this. Yeah, the cycle clean. It was 4 years, so I feel like it was like an education for both of us, which is great. So anyway, Yeah, I wanted to do a show more often anyway, so it's cool. A solo one, and I have guests who I've been having. I've made some appearances, which I'll show some clips from that in a minute. Man, I've been live for already 35 minutes. Is that right? Okay. And I'm still pulling the card. This is great. See, Into the Maelstrom here. Oh, thank you, Tony. I learned a lot from the Oversharing show. Thank you. I learned a lot from that show as well, too. Thank you. It's a great show. Um, remember, don't worship us. Don't worship me. All right, so heartache is here. The pain you feel cuts deep, and it's like nothing you ever felt before. You might be separated from a lover by great distance. You may not see each other for a very long time, and this hurts. You feel lonely and saddened. Breakups are another manifestation of this energy. That's pretty funny, huh? Um, a serious relationship might be over. Not for me. I just got married, everybody. I mean, you feel angry and devastated. You could be estranged by a family member who hurt you. So see, it's not only romantic love, it's just about a some kind of separation. Betrayal in the form of cheating partner could occur. The only way to overcome your grief is to face it head on. Feel your pain, shed your tears, as they say. The path out of hell is straight through it. You could experience physical pain or abuse. If you experience turmoil and trauma in a relationship, get help right away. Good advice, Poe. Well, Poe didn't write this, all right? It may be hard to see the positive side of your situation, but remember that your path is temporary. Your sadness might linger, but it will never be as painful as it is right now. Yeah, so much new. I know, right, dude? It's like if you I don't watch the news, but from what I hear, it's crazy out there. So I feel like my life is in everyone's life, I'm sure, has been going through a lot of stuff. And that's another reason why I've been doing this because I feel like I can transmute all that craziness. Hey, hey, transmute it. Also, Nigel, I saw Pantera on Sunday. That's why my voice is a little scratchy. And if you get a chance to see him, I would recommend it. I saw him in '93 at the Roseland back in their hey glory days, and they were crazy. This was a much different show, but it was cool. Phil was super chill. The new dude on guitar does a really good job, and the new guy and drums does a good job too. And it's funny because Phil Anselmo, he's like, man, when you're putting this, he's like, ask yourself, everybody. He's like, I don't want to be egotistical. He's like, but when you're putting a set list together for Pantera, he's like, what songs can you leave out? He's like, what the hell? It was so funny. And he's out there barefoot. Oh, you saw him in '95. Yeah, that was yeah, dude. Twice. See? But he was out there just barefoot, and it wasn't like Phil Anselmo. I mean, he was going a little crazy, but he was just kind of standing there and he was just talking like about uh the kids too. He's like, there's kids here that grew up in households of Pantera. He's like, this is even bigger than me, man. He's like, I don't want to sound egotistical. And you could tell he wasn't even saying, he's just like, yeah, yeah, all killer, no filler. Yeah, yeah, dude. They were really good, and we saw Lamb of God. I have this Vet Tix, guys. Shout out to Vet Tix. If you're a veteran, go to vettix.org because you can get free tickets. I get free tickets to everything. You can just pay this little fee. It was like like 10, 15 bucks or whatever, and I got to go get free shows. So I did see the Sasanta tour. I didn't get to see that for free, though. We had to pay for that. There wasn't any, I think there was free tickets in Jersey for that, but I couldn't make it there. But saw it in New Hampshire, and that was a good show too. Pussifer Primus, A Perfect Circle. Oh my God. I've since turned into like a pussy for fanatic. I've been listening to it all the time. It's good stuff. Yeah, so anyway, a lot of changes going on. Let's read a little bit about this. So we did read about this card. Okay, upright means heartbreak, grief, rejection, turmoil, depression, trauma, despair, devastation, abandonment, and betrayal. Oh my geez, Brandon, I thought you were here to cheer us up today. Thanks a lot, Edgar Allan Poe. Reversed means healing, releasing pain, positivity, optimism, forgiveness, compromise, communication. So people might be like, well, it didn't come reversed. Yeah, but that's the way out, right? Is that the way out? I don't know. Could it be the way out? The card on the top is the Ten of Swords. This card, guys, is following me around. It's the third time I've used this deck, and the Ten of Swords is on top, and you guys saw me shuffle it. I did another reading for somebody else with this deck in between, and the Ten of Swords was not on top. So what's on the bottom? Oh, Eight of Wands. See, I can't see. Here we go. Haha. This is from the Eight of Wands and the Crowley deck. This is my lovely arm art. And I also have the Om Mani Padme Hum because I'm such a yoga bitch. I'm a new, but that was my mantra. I got that years ago. Is anyway, Eight of Wands. Great card. I love in this deck you get all these crows flying out of a broken window with candles, eight candles. That's how their wands are represented. So, you know, I think this just goes to show what's going on right now. Like I just talked about all these changes, right? And I was on shout out to my friend Chris Jansen. I was on his show. I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna put the links because I'm here. I got him here open. I'm gonna put the links in, but I was on his show and he was talking about change and he quoted that stuff a bunch. I mean, quoted. He had a bunch of quotes about change and stuff. He quoted that a bunch. And it was really, I don't know. It was just very inspiring. I always have a great conversation with him. Here, let me just play a clip of that conversation really quick. And you guys, I got to get my voice a rest. I screamed one more time way too loud at the Pantera show. Oh, there's three people in here. Thank you guys. Three people, four likes. I love it. Just keep hitting that like button. That's how you get to be a part of the Great Pyramid Scheme. Anyway, here it is. I'm going to play a clip. I was on my friend's show, the great Chris Janston. Let me just see if I can. Yeah, there we go. Oh, and I was also on a Michelle too, so I'm gonna play that one too. Michelle Albers from JD. Hey JD. Maybe we can get her to come in here. We summon her into the chat. All right, share. Here it is. Enjoy this clip of me killing it. I love you guys. I don't know if you guys remember 5 years ago. It was nuts. So that's kind of when I slowed down. But I've been on and off, and I've been working on so much with that. But the podcast helps as an outlet also, and I could do comedy or whatever. Because just so people know, my thing is, I'm into a lot of this stuff, but I also try to like to make it funny because I really feel like comedy, in my estimation, is the best weapon. Because if you could get somebody to laugh, you could get them to start to change their mind. That's how I feel about it anyway. And all this arguing, you're never really going to change anyone's mind, man. We talked about this on the Sharon show, where it's like, if you want, we try to figure out how to, like, maybe if you give them a near-death experience, it's the only way. So we're like, we're going to start a company, right? Where it's like that movie, The Game with Michael Douglas. Like we do that to people where they think
I was thinking about that. Like you get all your family and friends and everybody's in on this big joke, right? Where you put someone through the matrix basically and make them die, and then you're like,
Yeah.
I was thinking about that movie too, the Marvel movie with the guy who can manipulate time. And he meets with that bald gal in the yellow costume and she just like blasts him with this like spiritual punch and knocks him out of his physical existence. And then he's just like, oh my gosh. But, that's a good, I want to send a shout out to the folks at Sound Path for Freedom. Some of our awesome friends are putting together this huge event for Labor Day. And that's kind of the approach there. And it kind of came out of the Funnel Conference where I was just listening to this cool interview with my friend Conrad Rogas, and he does rap. And that's what they're trying to do is talk about natural law through music. And we're like, maybe that's the way, because all this other stuff, we reach certain people. Some of us have awakened, but
I forgot I was sharing my screen. You guys got to see me. Oh, you got to see me add the link. Anyway, the link's in there now. He was doing a commercial for his thing, and so that's me. You guys know I just nail it, right? That's what I do. All right, so we got through the card. I played the first clip. I put the link in the description of this video in there. You guys watch me do it because I totally forgot. I was sharing my screen. See, that's the humor you get. I'm accidentally hilarious. Next, I'm going to do my banking information, guys. Don't worry. I'm so funny. Anyway. Well, I know you like it. All right. So this is so true. You have a golden idea. Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you. I think a few of these golden ideas. The other one what did that make me think of? I was gonna say that clip, but then it'll come back to me. Anyway, 8-8, right? I guess we should talk about 8-8 a little bit and why wait. I said 8-8, why wait? What does that even mean? Why wait? Why wait? That's what about the quote was. Just don't leave your post, right? In the beginning, my Socrates quote, 8-8, why wait? And let me bring up, I tease this other quote too a little bit here. This was it. He's a man of courage who doesn't write. So what about this one? Oops. Come on. Come on. Okay. Oh, it was already on it. Let him that would move the world first move himself. That one's pretty self-explanatory. That goes along with what I'm talking about. To know is to know that you know nothing. That is the meaning of true knowledge. This is the one, though. I decided that it was not wisdom that enabled poets to write their poetry, but a kind of instinct or inspiration, such as you find in seers and prophets who deliver all their sublime messages without knowing in the least what they mean. I mean, Socrates said this? Are you kidding me? Why do I even have a podcast? Why don't we learn about that in school? Like the first thing we learn about, right? Is that why not? I don't know why. It's pretty crazy though. Yes. All right. I just have these. All right, everyone. Sorry. Haha. Conducting business while I'm podcasting, business during business. So, um, but the quote kind of blows me away, really. It's just telling you that, we're channeling in a way, right? We're just kind of channeling and poets. And that's what I was saying earlier, where when I say poet, I just mean people who see things. So like us, so we get stuck and we're like, man, why don't I have my life together? Why can't I be doing this? Or why can't, I see all this stuff and I could maybe do it? Or, why am I stuck doing this or whatever it is you're hung up on? But it's all perfect because you're comparing yourself to society and you're like, oh, I should have this all together according to society because it's so deeply ingrained. This whole materialism, this whole belief that we're in a materialistic realm and this is real, man. And when you're dead, it's done and that's it. And you got to fear dying because, guys, did I ever tell you? I don't want to spoil it. This life can be a magical existence, but it must, like all good things, come to an end one day and we are all gonna die. And if you have fear of something that is inevitable, it's kind of like, you know, fearing that you have to breathe because it's a function of being in this realm. We could all agree, breathing right, we gotta breathe. God made it so we had to breathe, could it be? Well, God also made it so we had to die. So why cry? Just get a little high. Let the time slide by. Don't even try. Don't be that guy. Just look into the night sky and believe that I go to morelawsmoreproblems.com to support me, everybody. That's the website. Okay, you can go to the link. You could send me money. Listen, I'm gonna ask for money. Okay, I'm not shy about it. Donate. This is great content and amazing material. Where are you gonna get this stuff? Nowhere but the Brandon Bonanza channel. You know, some people might have looks, some people might have the voice, some people might have the knowledge, but who the fuck is funny as me? That looks like this. Nobody is gonna cheer you up like me. Nobody. And that's a claim I'm willing to make on this show that you will feel better about yourself. If not only because you're making fun of me, which I don't even care, please do leave in the comment. Come on, I want to hear it. Or you can dig my message. You can dig my earth, right? And not in a fucking gay way, you homos. Get out of here. Uh, it's all love. Just kidding, everybody. All right. I have no hate. Um, I just have ADD. What am I gonna do? No, I don't. I'm not gonna label myself. Okay. There's the other Brandon in there that just makes weird, crazy comments because he's looking for attention because when he was a kid, maybe he didn't get all the attention he needed. So now there's an inner Brandon who likes to jump out sometimes and say crazy things for shock value, and some people find it hilarious. And you know what? I'm okay with it. In fact, I love that Brandon. I say, good job, Brandon. That one might have missed, but you know what? I thought it was hilarious. Who cares if they didn't? It's okay. We'll get him next time, other Brandon. And sometimes he does. Sometimes he gets a ooh, like a grunt, and you're like, what did he just say? Yikes. All right. Anyway, yeah. So people come here. Listen, morelawsmoreproblems.com. Give me money. Okay. Just send it. Just, I got all, listen, if you're guilty because you have all this money and you don't know what to do, then you have guilt, just send it to me. I'm on a guilt vacation and I could show you how to be on a guilt vacation too, but I could do it for free. Guys, listen, go on a guilt vacation. This is what you do. You think about all the times that you've ever in your life have felt guilt. Have you ever felt, listen, dear listener, dear viewer, dear slave, send me your money. And also, have you ever have you ever experienced this feeling? It's a human emotion, common to most. It's common to some men and women. It's called guilt. It's this emotion you feel, right? And it's like a pain inside. And it is often accompanied by a voice that goes, "Oh, you're such a piece of shit. Why did you do that? That person's so miserable and it's all your fault. You did it. Now everyone's gonna not like you and you gotta be shamed." So it's often accompanied by that voice. That's all. Thank you, other Brandon. Thank you, other Brandon, for doing that impersonation of the other voice that sometimes exists and people said called the adversary, the enemy, but it could be a friend. Anyway, I don't want to derail this. Have you ever felt guilt? I'm smoking tobacco, leaf only. Organic tobacco, go to leafonly.com. You can get your own leaves and cut them up. And I could feel guilty about it. I could be like, why am I smoking this tobacco? People are gonna see me and they're gonna be like, why does he gotta smoke on his show all the time? Why can't he just do a show without smoking? And people are gonna be like, judge me and all this. You guys, I'm not referring to anyone specifically out there, by the way. Nobody that, I know in real life or something. Why does he gotta smoke? Or, why's he got to be so handsome? His voice. Why's he got to look like he died for my sins and I'm ugly? That's the way people are saying, right? Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so I could feel guilty, right? That I'm making everyone feel bad because look at how great I could sit home at night and I could be like, I could lay in bed like I can't sleep because I feel so guilty because people watch my show and they feel so bad about themselves because I'm so beautiful and my voice is so great. Look at my hair. It's all self-love, guys. Anyway, there's several reasons why we feel guilt. Have you ever felt it in anyone? Have you ever experienced this common human emotion called guilt? And then, you feel it, and then let me ask you another question. Have you felt it, and then later down the road, you found out there was no reason for you to feel that? Maybe somebody lied. You know, maybe somebody took something the wrong way. Maybe you see things differently, and you're like, I didn't need to feel guilty about that. All right, so you ever had that feeling? Well, just guess what? That means you felt enough guilt in your life and you could just take a vacation. I don't know how else to say it clearer than that. So just take a vacation. And it doesn't mean you have to be an asshole, and fuck everyone over and say, fuck you. You don't got to do that. You could just inside not feel guilt. And you could just be like, oh man, I'm sorry. I'll try better next time. Right. And then you could focus on the present moment instead of feeling guilty and being stuck in the past. You focus on the present. And when a situation comes up, you could do your best. And then you be like, man, I did my best. I don't got to feel guilty. And then you go for a while. I don't know if you'll experience this, but I've heard from other people and I've experienced this where you're just like, man, this not feeling guilt thing is the fucking way to go. Where do I keep signing up? Well, you can sign up at morelawsmoreproblems.com. The more money you send me, the less guilt you will feel guaranteed. Anyway, the guilt vacation is free though, guys. You don't got to sign up. You can sign up for the Great Pyramid Scheme for free. All this is free. Follow me, listen to me. I don't, this is just if you want to donate and help me out, whatever, or, other than that. All right. But anyway, the guilt vacation is an incredible concept. Just do it. And then if you want to come back, you can, but you never have to. Or maybe you do. I don't know. Maybe I'll have another realization and be like, guys, this guilt vacation was terrible. But for now, we're on a guilt vacation right now. We on a guilt vacation, guilt va All right, what was I talking about? Guilt vacations. Oh yeah, about the about people. So if you're somebody who, like the Socrates quote, you're like a poet or a seer or an artist or anything. The way I see it is you're more in the future. You're accepting what's going on right now. You're not stuck in the past like most people are kind of stuck in the past and they're like, no, I don't want to. I want to be back the way it was. And you got to drag them with your jokes or your art or your prophecy, your prophesy. It's like that quote in the Bible: "To each his own accord." Those who prophesize to those who for those who are silly into a microphone on the internet, be silly into a microphone on the internet. That's what I'm doing. I'm following my path, man. It's better to fail in your own path than to succeed in a path of another, says Krishna from the Bhagavad Gita. That guy knows a thing or two, but what do I know? I know that I know nothing. But anyway, it's a Friday. It's 8-8. 8-8. Why wait? It's 8-8. So why wait? Use the Lion's Gate. Don't hesitate. Get out there and kill the procrastinate. I don't know. What I would say is just do it. Do it till you're done. 8-8, use this energy, use this time, keep your attention for yourself, turn off the screens for a little while. Not this keep this screen, guys. Just keep watching me. You'll be fine. Turn this off. Whatever. Fuck me. Who cares? What do I have to say? What the hell do I know? Right? I know nothing. So just turn this off. Whatever you got to do, go out into the woods, go out into a dark closet, get some silence, whatever you got to do. I don't know. I'm just scatting. Let me bring up this clip because I did promise it from Michelle before I get lost in another Bonanza brant. I'm gonna be branting later. I'm Brandon Bonanza. Bonanza. So I have this clip anyway. Lovely Michelle from JD, and I'm gonna share the clip. I'm gonna insert the clip later. The link, it'll be down below. Anyway, this is from the conversation we had a couple weeks ago, and she premiered it on her channel on last Monday, or was it this Monday? This Monday? This Monday? I don't even know what day it is, guys. We recorded it the week before that. That's what it was. Anyway, here we go. Share for sound and enjoy.
Like, okay, so I have the snapshot of the energy, but then I'm gonna, instead of considering what that energy is saying, I'm just gonna take as what I think it's supposed to mean society-wise versus actually internalizing and saying, what could that mean for me in my life right now? And how could that possibly support me in whatever choice I make, knowing that there's more than one choice to make. There's more than one possibility. I think sometimes we get locked into, I have to find the quote unquote right answer. It's like, but what if it's not right or wrong? What if there's just truth? And what if there can be many truths true at the very same time? Then what? Like, is that just too much for us to consider when we're really in it? Maybe.
Yeah, yeah. That's why it's good, like you said, to have a practice, but you don't want to get attached to it because you subtly have to remind yourself all the time of these things because you're right. You could get just like the Nine of Swords, you get lost in thought and you could just spiral. And that's exactly what it is. And same thing with decisions. I feel like you said, you want to make sure you make the right decision every time. And then you start overthinking it. Did I do it right? And I'm always just like, you know what? It's going to work out the way it's supposed to work out. And I can learn my lessons because I feel like we're just in these cycles. So if something comes around, I liken it to when I'm driving a car and I'm not paying attention, somehow like messing with my phone or something, and I drop something. That's like an automatic signal to me to stop doing that and pay attention to the road because next time it might not just be coffee that I spill. I could get into a car accident or I can hit somebody. You know what I mean? Like, and I've noticed that too with rushing around in life and not being present in certain moments. That happens, and I feel like that's really what it's about. People they kind of get attached to it. I forgot where I was going, but something I didn't want to say keeps popping into my mind, so I guess I'll just say it though. But what you were saying about accepting people and having compassion and like your inner child and all
Mhm.
these like other Brandons and like other Michelles, right? And I feel like as you start to love them and accept them and show compassion for no matter, even if it's like, oh, I do drugs or whatever, I'm a whatever addict. It's like you still love that part of yourself as you love it and accept it and have compassion and say, "Oh, I'm a drug addict because of this stuff that happened to me in my past. All this terrible stuff, and it doesn't mean I'm a victim. Those people that did that to me, and this is like compassion work. They had stuff done to them. They're just perpetuating a cycle, and I have the opportunity to stop that cycle. Wow, I'm a superhero. So you're like changing also your inner dialogue and looking at it from that way. And as you do that, you start to love yourself. But guess what else you do? And you know this, Michelle. You start to love other people and accept other people and have compassion for other people in the same way. And let me tell you, they know, people know, even if inside you come up to somebody and they tell you something about them, right? Whatever it is, a horrible thing, they could tell right away, body language, micro movements, all this stuff. And the second that you're not accepting them for who they are, they just start putting the walls up and backing up,
Yeah.
because it's what happened to them their whole life. And it's probably what happened to you, my dear listener and viewer, and myself too. So I've been doing that, and it's crazy. It's like you kill people kind of with kindness. And I'm not saying you should be a people pleaser by any means or not put
Nah,
up boundaries. This is
it's a
not what
really
I'm
different
saying.
thing.
Yeah, maybe we can even talk about that a little bit with the
Yeah.
boundaries too. I mean, but yeah.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. What do you think? Don't I kill it on other people's shows? See, I could be very well spoken when I want to and not such a silly clown. Slash. Yeah, there you go, Wayne Static. Serious Dave Navarro vibes on your visage here, bruh. I love it. Yeah, dude. I listen, I bought this hat from Pendleton on like 75% off, right? I'm not ashamed to admit it. It was $25, but it's wool. It's great. If you want to go buy one now, they're 100 again. It's like a once a year sale they do. I bought it like over a year ago, and I never really wore it. And then I had it with me, and I think I was at a wedding, and it was raining or something, or very sunny. I can't remember, so I wore it, and everybody was like, "Dude, that fucking hat!" And they're like, "I'm like, should I take it off?" They're like, "I don't know, just keep it on." So I kept it on for the gig, and I pretty much have been wearing it ever since. I wore it at my own wedding. It's just, I don't know, man. I can't explain. It's kind of like, I guess it's just me. I mean, I don't wear it to bed all the time when I'm sleeping. I mean, guys, this isn't that kind of show, right? Get your minds out of the gutter. Anyway, so I didn't even mean to go there. I'm just silly. I realize after I say things that I'm like, oh yeah, that probably could have been taken the wrong way. So 8-8, why wait? It's really just about don't hesitate. It's just whatever you got going on, just go for it. It's the action. Right now, 8 is August 8, the strength card. Crowley had it as adjustment. It's about the will, the strength, the force of will to overcome that hurdle to get it going. And you got two of them going today. So that's what I did this show. I'm showing the universe that I'm going to get out there, right? And what else am I doing? I'm asking for money. Ha ha. Whatever. You guys don't have to donate, but I'm just saying it's a good way for me to get out and show the universe that I'm looking, to kick this thing into gear. Subscribe, share this stuff around, guys. I'm hilarious. You could be like, listen, guys, I know one of the best podcasters. He's underground. He's like Nirvana in the late 80s, early 90s, man. He's like Kurt. He's a fucking. All right, listen, I don't have a. All right, I'm not gonna make Nirvana jokes. Anyway, you guys get it. It's like underground stuff. So share it around. The Brandon Bonanza train is on its way to the moon. And I know you're probably like, how are you going to get a train to go to the moon? Well, if somebody could fly a giant dick to the moon, guys, I can take a train to the moon. And I'll tell you this, I don't care what anyone says. I know I don't make a lot of claims on my show, but I'm bringing crackers because that moon is made out of cheese. And anyone who says it's not, I will debate you until we're blue in the face. That thing is made out of cheese, if you please. We're going to the moon, guys. So you could get on early. You could say you were there. You were one of the original 1,000 subscribers. Let's get me to 1,000, huh? Can we do that? It's 8-8. It's a magical day. I'm slipping. Looks like it's not gonna happen, but I don't really care about my subscriber number, guys, just so you know, but it would be cool. Let's go. I do. No, in a way, I do care. It'd be great to have a great audience and just, be able to support myself more ways by doing stuff like this. That would be amazing, right? But if not, I mean, I'm still going to do it. But what I'm saying is, my subscribers, I think the brand Bonanza was almost at 900, but then I'm at like 803. It's so funny. It's slowly declining over the past like 2 years or year and a half. It's really hilarious how because it never tells you when people unsubscribe. It'll just be like, oh, you have a new subscriber. So I get happy and I look and I'm like, wait, but there was more last time. Not that again, I don't. It's a fun numbers game they play. I just want to get to 888 and then we could freeze it. Could we get to 888 on 88 or even 808? Listen, 808, we're probably 5 away. What am I at now? That's a pretty good goal. Guys, go make fake accounts. We could get this done. Does it say? Let me see. It should say next to my name. Next to my name, it should say how many subscribers I have. Why doesn't it? All right. It'll say it here though. I think it was 803. Yeah, 803. Oh, that still looks pretty cool though. I can't complain. Listen, it's more than I had when I started. You know, that was crazy when you have to start from nothing, but it's cool. But I feel like I don't know because I've had this channel for so long that who knows if some of those people are even have the accounts. That's why I don't really get obsessed with like subscriber numbers and all that stuff. It's just funny to play with the numbers. Anyway, 88, why wait? I'm out here doing it. You can go out there and do whatever you want to do, whatever it is that project you wanted to get started, make some steps toward it today. Take some steps. It's almost 2:22. I'm gonna get out of here at 2:22. I figured because that was enough talking on my end. So it is. I was supposed to start at 111 though, and I didn't. So I guess I don't have to stick by my hard and fast rules. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I did want to talk about. Let's see if there's any action in the chat. Nigel is just killing it there. Check your Telegram messages for the grave. Yes, we are manifesting 1K. You're gonna take off solo. Neil Armstrong is my cousin too, but we know about that. Yes, Neil Armstrong. That guy knows about moon cheese. Listen, there's some people that know about the moon cheese. All right, they got the good Gouda on the moon, if you know what I'm saying. But it's cool. Who really knows? Maybe it's not cheese, but I can't see it not being cheese. I just it doesn't make sense unless it's cheesy, you know. Uh 222 on 88. Just have a moment of silence. Amazing. Check my Telegram for the gravy. Let's see. I could put it on for a second, but once the notifications start going, I gotta mute those on here on my yeah. Anyway, yeah, so everyone have a great weekend. I'm probably gonna get out of here soon. I'm just kind of scatting here at the end. I don't know how to work this. Oh, I know it. I'm so silly. I'll just check it on my phone while I talk. It's much easier that way anyway. But yeah, there are I could get out of here with this. I have an idea, guys. Good thing I had to go to my phone. I had some things I wanted to share um with you guys because it is 8-8. And this, I feel like these are the keys to 8-8. So all those people out here that watched the 8-8 and they wanted to get the magic and the keys and how do we get it done? Today is a special day for you to do this. And this is how I'm going to share with you the memes that get it done. Yeah, I love the internet, guys. I don't know why or how this crazy invention or whatever this network of people came to be into existence. But I'll tell you that the memes are great. These are just screenshots, whatever. I don't need to label them, right? You guys get it. You get to see how many screenshots I have if you see the preview. Let's see. All right, so this one is a good one. And this one will show first though, because this is the all right. So if you guys want the real gravy, as they say in the inner circles, where the knowledge, what do I know, right? I know nothing. But this one, guys, this is boom. Now, I know this is meant to be funny, but I think that I could achieve this look pretty easily. You know, all you have to do is tailgate me a little bit, and the fucking lion will come out on 8/8. Guys, they put me in a place. Let's talk about Marine Corps boot camp. I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I had no idea. I guess there's some things going on with Marines right now, and it's pretty crazy. But this is how I get my news. There's a guy at a gas station that is from Yemen, and I talk to him every once in a while, and I went in there, and he was not in a good state. And I'm like, what's up? And he's trying to talk to me. And I guess his English isn't the best. I think he's pretty new here. And he had his little head thing on, and he was just like, yeah. And I'm like, what? And I think I went to the Lamb of God show not too like a couple days before, and I was like kind of deaf, and it was late, and I'm just like, what? And there's people behind me at this gas station. I'm trying to get my. It's great. They have these great coconut waters, and Vita Coco. Listen, nobody wants coconut water from concentrate Vita Coco with, you had a good thing going. It was just coconut water, and then you had it. So stop it. All right, Vita Coco, stop it. Anyway, so I couldn't get into it. So I went to the car and I was like, well, there must be something going on. So I just Googled Yemen and I found out about the Marines because he knows I was a Marine. So anyway, being I was a Marine, you guys don't know this about me. What they do is they put you. I went to Parris Island, South Carolina, the infamous Parris Island in September of 1994. It was a warm September in the year of our Lord 1994. And other Brandon Young, little, tall, skinny, looked like he was a giant 12-year-old Brandon, went to Marine Corps boot camp, and they put me in this place away from all my friends and families. I signed up for it. And I had no communication with the outside world other than writing letters. And I think I made two phone calls or something, like 10-minute phone calls. You never know when you're going to get it. They're just like, all right, you can make a phone call today. Anyway, they put me in this place and I had to repeat this word over and over again. It was my mantra. Every time they gave me an order or a command, I had to yell this word and then go perform this order or command for them. And I'd yell as loud as I can. And my voice often got hoarse, just like it is today because of the Pantera concert. It got hoarse. And I would yell as loud as I can this word every time for 3 months, yell over and over again as loud as I can. They'd be like, put your socks on now. Yeah. Ah, and say this word. And you know what that word was? Hey, guy behind me in the car tailgating, and flashing me and wanting. You know what that word was? Kill, kill, kill. I had to yell kill over and over again, dude. And now you're tailgating me, man. Come on. I'm barely trying to hold it together. Just kidding, everybody. This is hyperbole. I hold it together really well. I make fun of the people who tailgate and laugh at me because I think they're just rushing home to watch porn. And I'm like, ugh, you're just going to see porn, aren't you? There's a new porn. They just released a new one. Hurry up, quick, get home. You got a phone. Pull over, dude. Anyway, they put me in a place. So that's what it means to be a Marine. Not that I'm a victim at all by any means, but it's just a different kind of experience. So there was some anger things to work through, but I think we all have our things to work through. That's why we're here. Could it be, even if reincarnation is not real, we still gained all of the trauma passed down from members of our family or whatever it is, or people around us, and we have the conscious choice. I think we all get it where we can either stand and fight or run. And all it is standing up and fighting the fight within and telling yourself, no, little voice in my head, I'm not a piece of shit. I am going to do a podcast today by myself. People are going to love it. And I'm going to have to cut myself off because I'm going to run out of shit to say, even though I have no notes. I'm going to run out of, I'm never going to, I mean, saying I'm never going to run out of shit to say, little voice in my head. And look at me. I've been going for over an hour. I still haven't run out of anything to say. I'll still keep talking. I am going to get out of here soon. Big shout out to Nigel and everyone else just squirting hee hee. Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, but it's cool because see, I live in this area now. I'm from an area of Connecticut that's between Bridgeport and New Haven. It's a nice town called Milford. It's very, it's very beautiful and like a residential kind of suburban city, but it's nice. But you got Milford and you got New Haven and Bridgeport not too far away, so you can't fuck around because you'll find out, But up here, in the sticks in the woods. And now there's a lot of people that moved up here and they think they could fuck around. And again, I'm not gonna do anything. What I'm just saying is the behavior is different for the people up here. It's so funny. So anyway, everyone's in a rush to get home to watch the porn. It's like, I thought we agreed to the rules of the road. Listen, I'm not a fan of the government. They're there for a reason, whatever. I don't like I got a website called More Laws, moreproblems.com. Visit that website. Donate money to me. I have a website called morelawsmoreproblems.com. Other fellow driver on the road. I'm not a fan, but can we just agree to follow the rules of the road? I know they're not the best, and I know they suck sometimes, and sometimes that red light is really inconvenient, but if we could just, yeah, you got to come up and visit, dude. If we could ever just like, you know, could we just follow those rules and like stop at a stop sign when we're supposed to and not gaslight the other person by somebody they do this sweet move as well. They'll stop early. They don't stop at the white line. Like they see you approaching the stop sign from the other side, even from a 90-degree angle, and you're almost at that white line way before they are. So they'll stop before the white line and make it seem like, oh, I stopped first, so now I can go and you stop. Could we just all give the other guy 10 seconds and like 10 more feet behind him when we're tailgating him? Can't we just agree to those rules? Is it that hard? It's not that hard. It's so easy to just be a good driver, you know? Can we just do that? Anyway, I'm talking to you, Connecticut. Come on, you can get it together. I know you're filled with self-hatred, but you don't got to express it on the road. That's all I'm saying. I know you don't care if you die or not, really, but you don't gotta express it on the road. Go into the woods, go mountain climbing. Do it where if you do die, no one's even gonna know. And you just be a mystery, right? You're not another statistic on the fucking government way. You're not on a sign being like, there's 123, 81 deaths this year in Connecticut or whatever. That's not you. You just mysteriously disappeared one day and you could be living in a cave and people can tell legends about you. So go take that angst and that self-hatred and go mountain climbing or whitewater rafting or I don't know, go to the moon. But don't do it on the road. You know what I mean? Is it that hard? Can we just follow the rules, everybody? I know they suck sometimes and the speed limits suck, but let's just keep it, to within 10 miles or whatever. I don't care about the speed limit. Just don't put anyone's life at risk for no reason because you got to get home and watch that porn. And it's so crazy. Because if you think about it, listen, I'm not judging you. I'm just asking. It's just a question I'm asking. It was like a 10-minute long question that I just asked. I am not complaining or being a victim because I'm not judging, is what I meant. Because I get it. I used to be like, I used to speed everywhere. I'm like, I'm a great driver. Fuck these people. And I would just zip in and out of cars and I'm like, I'm great. And I have this like intuition that I felt like it was like a movie or whatever, like a video game. And I have a motorcycle and I would drive like. And then one day I'm just like, I don't always have to rush everywhere, just where I need to, when I need to rush. And now I'm just like, even if I need to rush, fuck them. I'll get there when I get there. A wizard arrives when he means to. He is never late, Frodo Baggins. He merely arrives when he means. But anyway, can we just not express our self-hatred on the road? That would be fucking great, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to the Brandon Bonanza podcast. Yes, guys, morelawsmoreproblems.com is the website. That's where you can go to give me all the guilt gifts. I'll assume your guilt. You give me that money and I'll take the guilt and since I'm on vacation, return to sender, no one will know. I'll still get the money and I'll spend it on great things. Listen, I'll put pictures of Instagram on what I spend all your money on, guys. And you could be like, look, I could assuage my guilt now because I gave it to Brandon Bonanza and he spent it for me in a great way. He brought joy to all the hearts of himself and his wife. No. Anyway, you guys get it. I'm just scatting at this point. But I am gonna get out of here. I love you too, Nigel. I love all you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out. More Laws, More Problems is the website. You guys know it. Remember, 88. Why wait? Just get it going. Get it going. I think I had something else I wanted to finish, but it's okay. It's Friday. I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna go maybe out into the woods, hang out with my wonderful wife, and just gonna do things. It's 8-8. Enjoy it. Just be easy on yourself, everybody. Come on. That's the message of the show. Go on a guilt vacation. Stop being so hard on yourself. You're perfect the way you are. And I said it. If anyone has a problem, send them here to the Brandon Bonanza channel, and I'll straighten them right out. Thanks, guys. Peace.